That landing line, I keep missing that one. Is that in the pre-takeoff?
Yeah, it's in the pre-takeoff.
Okay.
One of the biggest days for a pilot is when they have their first solo. You can talk to any pilot about their first solo and they'll be able to tell you with detail exactly what happened, what they felt like, the kind of things that they saw. So this was going to be a big day for Leif. Leif is a student of mine I've been working with for a while, although we've been working pretty quickly once we were ready to go. And he has done really well so far, and so it's our first solo day. I'm going to go up in the pattern with him a couple times, and then he'll be all on his own. At least that's the plan. So let's see how things play out and if this all works.
Homer traffic, 2423 uniform, takeoff runway 4, we're staying in the pattern.
Airspeed's alive, engine's green.
Now, from an instructor's perspective, you really don't want to have any instruction on this flight. You really want to just prove that the student can do as you want them to do solo. So it's almost like you're sitting in the right seat and you're just invisible, just letting them do their thing and observing that they will, in fact, be safe. So that's the whole plan here, is just for me to observe that that happens. I'm going to cut out some of the longer sequences here with the climb and some of the pattern so that you can see mostly just the landings.
Homer traffic, 23 uniform, on final for runway 4.
Now I'm just going to kind of narrate as things come down here to tell you what I'm looking for as an instructor. So in this base to final turn, I'm making sure that everything remains nice and coordinated and that the student is picking a good target for where they're going. You can see that he rolled out of the turn and added his second notch of flaps. And now he's establishing himself on final. Now every good landing starts with a quality approach. So you can see here that we're moving down the pipe, as I call it, nice and smooth toward our target. And everything's looking good. He's managing his energy. He's not all over the place. He's already fighting for that center line, which is just so helpful. And really, there's not a ton of movement that a pilot needs to do in calm winds like this. It's almost like if you try to over-control it and try to do too much, you're really going to throw yourself off. So you can see that the yoke is hardly moving at all. And now he's going to transition into that round out and flare. He's pulling the power, looking down the runway, and he's going to try to settle down nice and soft. Looks like a couple little bouncy spots there, but that's completely fine. Everything's safe, right on center line, so we'll go around for another one.
Homer traffic, 23 uniform, takeoff runway 4, stand in the pattern.
You can see that I remain awkwardly quiet for him to just let things play out. That was a decent landing. Everything was safe. He did everything on his own. So I'm just sitting over here making sure that it wasn't a fluke, and we're going to do another landing and see if all that works, and if it does, then I'll let him go on his own. All right, let's jump to final and see how he does on this one, since I already talked about the final approach on the last one.
All right, clean her up, back taxi.
So I think he's good to go. What I saw was safe enough. Of course, as we progress throughout the training, we can do more and more and more to perfect his skills. But I like what I see, so it's time to send him off.
You'll announce that back taxi too, right?
Okay. Yeah, we're going to turn on Alpha.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, radio, 23 uniform, back taxi, exiting 4 on Alpha.
I'm at 23 uniform, roger, thanks.
All right, after landing,
Yep.
yes, you just need to do this.
And landing lights there.
And if you'll go ahead and pull over around the corner.
Okay.
In those spots.
Base final, let's see sunlight home.
That's good right there. You can come to a stop. Okay, have fun, be safe.
Oh man. Oh man.
And, I'll see you soon. Just do what you were trained to do.
All right, we're doing 3.
Yep. Do 3 and come back on this taxiway.
Okay.
And pick me up.
Sounds good.
All right, see ya.
So Leif does something here that I really like. He does what's called self-talk. He's holding short of the runway. He has the checklist out. He's making sure all of his ducks are in a row. And no one is in the airplane to hear him, but he pulls out the checklist and he actually starts to run through the checklist verbally. Helps you slow down, helps you think things through. So that's a good tip for those of you who may sometimes feel rushed.
Test vacuum. Yep. Full soil pressure.
On radio for dog 51446. Good morning, I'm next to Alpha. Headed for a warm-up at Charlie, northeast down with Bravo. I see the 3 warming up there.
Dog 51446, home radio. Good morning. Currently no known traffic.
Thank you.
Fired. 1200. Doors, windows.
Okay, he's all good to go, and now he's going to taxi out and take off. I'm going to leave this totally uninterrupted and uncut, no narration, so you can just enjoy his first full pattern.
Homer traffic. 23 uniform. Takeoff runway 4. Stand in the pattern. Airspace alive. Rotate. Homer traffic. 23 uniform. Turning right crosswind for runway 4. Repeat. Notch of left. Homer traffic. 23 uniform. Turning right downwind for runway 4. Alright, carburetor, gas, undercarriage, mixture,
Reactive at Charlie, rolling
propeller,
4. Straight out.
switches, seatbelts. Homer traffic, 23 uniform, turning right base for runway 4. Homer traffic, 23 uniform, turning final for runway 4. Homer traffic, 23 uniform, takeoff runway 4, stand in the pattern.
All right, so we're just going to leave that one clean. I'm not going to critique it. It looked amazing from the outside looking in, looked really smooth. All that said, this is a momentous occasion. Leif has been working hard, studying hard. He just took off an airplane by himself, went up into the sky, and had the skills to come back down and land by himself too. So I know it's just the first one, but it is a really big deal.
I just have to say I'm really excited right now. This is why I do what I do. It's so cool that Leif is doing this. He's worked really hard for this over a couple years, and he's out there doing it alone now. This is what it's all about.
Okay, let's pick back up right before the base turn, coming off the downwind for his second landing.
Homer traffic, 23 uniform, turning right base for runway 4. Homer traffic, 23 uniform, on final for runway 4. Homer traffic, 23 uniform, takeoff runway 4, stand in the pattern. Left's clean.
All right. He did great on number 2. Now he's taking off for number 3. One last time around the patch.
Homer traffic, 23 uniform, turning right base for runway 4. Homer traffic, 23 uniform, on final for runway 4.
All right, that's 3 solo landings in the book. Leif will come back in, and then we'll go carry out some other traditions.
Homer traffic, 23 uniform, back taxi to Alpha.
Good morning, home radio, helicopter 17592, Bravo, headed out to the west with the east takeoff, northeast takeoff. Yeah, Bravo.
Helicopter 17592, home radio, good morning. Traffic to think Cessna just clearing at taxiway Alpha.
Hey, that's right. I met you.
Homer traffic, 23 uniform, down and clear.
Get my seatbelt on quick. How was it?
It was awesome, man. Did it.
Now, it takes quite a bit of effort to even get to the point of solo. I always tell people that by the time you hit your first solo, it's all downhill from there because all the effort that you've put into getting your medical and taking your written test and preparing yourself for this training process really culminates when you do your first solo. So Leif had come a long way already. He had done a ground school with me several years before. He had saved up his money, saved up his time, and then we really went at it. It just took him a few weeks to get to solo once we started the flight training in earnest. And so that's where we're at now. Now here I am ceremoniously cutting off the tail feathers for Leif. In the olden days, you used to sit behind the student and pull on their tail feathers, their shirt, to tell them which direction to turn. And so this is me taking away that tail feather to show that he can now solo by himself. So hope you enjoyed this. This is a glimpse into what it's like to achieve this, such a monumental thing. It's all downhill from here. Lots more fun to have with Leif, lots more to learn, but certainly a time to celebrate. Make sure to like this video, share it with a fellow student, subscribe please, and I will see you guys around. Until next time, throttle on.
Okay, let me get